So this is chapter 4, section 1, number 31. We are asked to find the critical points, so we need to take the derivative. So let's do the derivative. Now, we don't need the parentheses on top because those are implied when you have a fraction like this. Now, do not use the quotient rule. Do not use the quotient rule. Do not use the quotient rule. This is similar, not similar, this is equal to this. A half's a constant. Use the constant multiple rule. You just put the constant out in front. The derivative of e to the x, I am my own grandpa. I like that. Uh-oh. We have a problem. That's not x. Therefore, I can't just say I am my own grandpa because that has to be an x. That's actually a function. That's chain rule. What's the derivative of e to the box? I am my own grandpa times the derivative of box. So let's rewrite this. And that's going to be minus because there's a negative there. Okay, what do? Get a common denominator and make one fraction, one term, not two. So this one's missing e to the x, so I put an e to the x on top and bottom. And I get this, 1/2 e to the 2x, e to the x, minus 1 over e to the x. Now I have a common denominator, and it all becomes very pretty. It becomes prettier than that. Bam. This is where your knowledge of the graph of e to the 2x is vital. And we'll talk about that in a second here. But this is a fraction. And a critical point is when this fraction, or this is a derivative. So when the numerator is 0, and algebra skills are going to come in play. These are common types of algebra skills for an AP test, so make sure you know how to do this. Add 1 to both sides. You have to know how to get rid of an e. You have to know e to a power. What's the inverse of e? You have to know it's ln. If you don't, you will be in trouble. Those cancel. I end up with 2x, and you have to know ln of 1. If you do not know, remember, I've been giving you these on the quizzes. That's the ln function. And what's the value at 1? It's 0. You have to know that 0. Divide by 2, x equals 0. That's when the numerator equals 0. That's a critical point. Now, when does the denominator equal 0? I claim never. Why? Because you have to know what the graph of e to the x looks like. It goes through that point, and it looks like that. That's e to the x. It's a reflection of the ln of x. That's why they're inverse functions. Now, when does this graph ever touch the x-axis? Never. Since it never touches the x-axis, that function never equals 0. Therefore, this never happens. Therefore, your only critical point will be 0.